You bring home a beautiful plant. You place it in a sunny spot on your balcony, water it right on schedule, and give it plenty of care. But within weeks, the leaves start yellowing. Growth slows to a halt. Eventually, the plant simply gives up. It is easy to blame your gardening skills when this happens, but the primary cause of this decline is hidden right beneath the surface, established the very moment you planted it. In an open garden, the earth is alive. It breathes, constantly balancing moisture and nutrients through deep interconnected layers. When you put a plant in a pot, you strip away that entire network and replace it with a closed artificial trap. This is exactly why taking regular garden soil and packing it into a pot guarantees failure. Inside a container, garden soil quickly compacts into a dense brick. It traps the water on top, creating a muddy swamp that suffocates roots. To keep a plant alive in a container, water needs to drain cleanly and quickly through the particles. Step 1 is building a completely new environment from scratch. You need a large mixing bin, a sturdy hand scoop, 3 specific raw ingredients, and your empty planter. Mastering the mechanics of this enclosed space is the single most important step you can take. Get the soil right, and you eliminate the main reason balcony plants die prematurely. Before you measure out a single cup of soil, you have to inspect your container. Flip it over and look at the bottom. You are looking for clear, unobstructed drainage holes. If those holes are missing or blocked, even perfectly mixed soil will fail. The water will hit the bottom of the pot, pool up, and slowly turn the lower half of the container into a stagnant swamp. In the closed loop of a balcony planter, the only way for excess moisture to leave is through gravity. Water needs a physical exit path so the roots avoid drowning. Verifying that your pot can drain is the absolute physical prerequisite. Once you guarantee a clear escape route for water, the actual soil science can begin. You are engineering a tiny world inside your pot, and it requires 3 distinct functions working together: moisture retention, rapid drainage, and structural integrity. First is moisture retention. We use cocoa peat, which is made from shredded coconut husks. It is lightweight and acts like a sponge to hold exactly the right amount of water. Second is drainage. This is where you add perlite or coarse sand. These hard materials create microscopic air pockets throughout the mix, so water flows through quickly and oxygen reaches the roots. Third is structural integrity. Compost or vermicompost provides the necessary organic matter. It actively feeds the plant over time, while keeping the overall mix loose and preventing long-term compaction. Combining these 3 specific raw materials creates an active life support system, engineered exactly for the harsh conditions of a small container. The most reliable base recipe for a balcony mix relies on a strict equal ratio. Measure out 1 part cocoa peat, 1 part perlite, and 1 part compost. Toss them into your mixing bin and blend them continuously. Keep turning the materials over until those 3 distinct ingredients merge into a single, uniform color and texture. To verify that you have achieved the correct level of aeration, you use a simple diagnostic check known as the squeeze test. Take a handful of the finished mix and squeeze it firmly. When you open your hand, the soil should hold its shape for a brief second and then effortlessly crumble apart into loose particles. Using this exact 1-to-1 base mix for every plant on your balcony is a common trap. Different species have vastly different evolutionary needs. For arid plants, increase the perlite ratio and reduce cocoa peat. Leafy greens require the opposite, increasing compost and cocoa peat to hoard moisture. Swapping these guarantees failure. A cactus in heavy herb soil rots, while an herb in fast-draining cactus soil starves. Executing these ratio shifts transforms your soil from a generic environment into a customized biological habitat. With your mix customized and your pot verified for drainage, the setup phase is complete. You can now pot your plant knowing the foundation is structurally sound. The visual proof of your success happens during the very first watering. When you pour water over the top, it should absorb smoothly into the surface, disappearing into the mix without pooling or flooding over the edges. Within moments, you'll see the final verification of a healthy ecosystem, the excess water flowing cleanly and rapidly out of the bottom drainage holes. That steady drip means success. The roots are breathing. Compaction is prevented. Your balcony plant finally has a foundation built specifically for its survival. Understanding the physical requirements beneath the surface produces far better results than relying on complicated fertilizers. Now that your soil is dialed in, The next step is mastering how watering and light interact to push that growth even further. Click the next video to see exactly how those variables work together.